Hey, I'm Al. I'm a land specialist here in Oregon, and I want to talk to you a little today about what to do with inherited land before it costs you money. Okay, so most inherited land, excuse me, will come with a tax bill, and normally you might have to put liability insurance on it, depending on, who climbs around on it and that type of thing. And then just loss of income from what you could have been doing with that money. So what do you do with inherited land? Well, that's what I do, is I analyze it first of all, and I figure out what, if it is making, I figure out what kind of property it is, what kind of potential it has. It's hard to call and talk to a realtor about bare land, because about 5% of realtors is about all are the ones that are smart in land. Only about 5%. Most of them deal with single family houses and maybe duplexes and that type of thing, but mostly just single family houses. So it's pretty difficult finding somebody that's experienced in bare land. Valuing bare land is difficult. Let's put it that way. Valuing bare land is more an artwork than a science, because one, you don't have a lot of comps on the market, and if you did have a lot of comps, you would find out that virtually every single one of them is different from the other in one or many different ways. So it's a situation where it's extremely hard to compare apples and apples with bare land. Okay, the only way you can compare too much is if you're in a subdivision, you look at a bunch of 50 by 100 lots, all for sale, okay, with all about the same views. Well, they're going to have pretty much the same price. But when you get into rural acreages, there's no way you can come up with a method for pricing. Okay, what I usually tell people is, well, let's just try to get as close as possible and get it listed. And if we're not having people beat the door down, then there's something wrong with with the listing. It's either the land or the price, And I could add in marketing and visibility and that sort of stuff, but a good realtor should be able to handle that part of it. Bare land is hard to value. It doesn't matter where you're at, it is really difficult to value. Unless maybe you're comparing agricultural land with all the same land type. It has all the same grade of soil, it's all, you might get away with being able to compare, with other lands in that respect. But most bare land is extremely hard to comp out. So what do you do with inherited land? You try to get somebody that knows a little bit about land, and then you try to comp it out and see what you're losing, how much you're losing, or if you're making anything, that type of thing. If that's the case, then, do I want to keep it or get rid of it? Most generally, the answer is it's not making any money, and yeah, I probably should get rid of it. What do I do? Well, if it's in a trust and you're having to appease maybe 3 kids that are inheriting that property, it would be awful difficult to do anything but just sell it and cash out, because there's always one in the crowd that wants to do that and doesn't want to make additional money on it, so to speak. So if it's in a trust and you got 3 or 4 kids or whatever the case may be, normally it's going to be something you just need to sell, cash out, and split up the money in that respect. You don't want to keep that property with 2 or 3 owners, because then now they're all going to be responsible for a certain amount of taxes. What do you do about liability on the property? It's a mess. So if it were me, I would probably do a 1031. Easy squeezy. You can either, if you don't live in state, it doesn't matter. You can still do a 1031 here. Because this thing about having to have your rental in your backyard, you don't want to do that. Because the key to a rental is having good management. Okay? So bottom line, what to do with inherited land? I would do a 1031 exchange and exchange it. Okay, if you're the only person. If you are amongst 2 or 3 other kids, then chances are you just have to sell the property and cash out, that type of thing. And you could talk to your 1031 facilitator, because it might be that each kid can do a 1031 with their amount. I don't know. I'm not a 1031 specialist. But anyway, I hope this has been of value. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comment section, and I'll see you on the next video.